Hey everybody, Felix Stoffelbaker here. I wanted to make a video because we've got sweetheart Warren Buffett, everybody's favorite investment guru, who, even if you follow all of his public advice to a T, will never make you any money. Everybody's so happy that he helps them and makes them wealthy. And it's so loving, and he's such a trendy boy. But what actually goes on is you find that Warren Buffett told everyone not to buy Bitcoin, especially black people. Oh, it'll hurt you, it's bad, it's against you. And then here we have Associated Press, who is the hardest propaganda outlet, will literally set the talking points for the rest of the parrot media. We've got the Department of Justice. Buffett company discriminated against black home buyers. But I thought Warren Buffett was such a good guru. I thought everybody loved him. I thought the opposite of that based on how he's perceived in the media. I wonder how they are going to go about spinning that they knew the whole time and were complicit. This is from New York AP. A Pennsylvania mortgage company owned by billionaire businessman Warren Buffett's company discriminated against black and Latino homebuyers in Philadelphia, New Jersey, Delaware. The Department of Justice said Wednesday is what is being called the second largest redlining settlement in history. This man is a modern day slave owner. This dude is literally the worst of the worst. As bad as it gets. Trident Mortgage Company, a division of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services of America, deliberately avoided writing mortgages in minority-majority neighborhoods in West Philadelphia, like Malcolm X Park, Camden, New Jersey, Wilmington, Delaware. The Justice Department and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau said in their settlement with Trident. Wilmington, Delaware. Isn't that, where the most racist person ever lives? As part of the agreement with the government, Trident will have to set aside $20 million to make loans in underserved neighborhoods. Trident's unlawful redlining activity denied communities of color equal access to residential mortgages, stripped them of the opportunity to build wealth, and devalue properties in their neighborhoods, said the Assistant Attorney General of the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. I mean, think about that. They denied communities of color equal access to residential mortgages, stripped them of their opportunity to build wealth, and devalued properties in their neighborhoods. That's what's happening specifically in this case, but also on a global scale as we go into a neo-feudalistic, high-tech, technotronic dark age, where you have a super tiny corporate class with Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, those types of guys, and then literally everybody else is crushed under them. And obviously that includes minorities, black people, and everybody else that doesn't have the means to be able to defend themselves against these predatory billionaires who've set up this system. Senator Vincent Hughes, a Philadelphia Democrat, grew up a few blocks from the West Philadelphia Park where the news of the conference on the settlement was held Wednesday. Hughes said portions of his life had been framed by the discriminatory lending practices that prevent black and brown communities from building wealth. Hughes' father worked for one of the oldest black-owned savings and loans, a company named Barine, that would finance mortgages for black families when they were turned away by other banks and lenders. I've had people come up to me and say, Vince, your dad gave me a mortgage for my first home when I was turned down everywhere else. If it wasn't for Barine and your dad, I wouldn't have been able to buy my home. That's the point. No one will be allowed to own a home, and they test out these things on the most vulnerable populations and then go global with them in scientifically actuaried basically well-proven methods. And I mean, these people are sick, and they're literally preying on people left and right, and they're being allowed to do it with indemnity. They're indemnified. Redlining is a term used to describe when banks deliberately avoid making loans to non-white communities. Banks and the U.S. government used to draw on maps and red marker those neighborhoods that were deemed undesirable to make home loans. So now you've got the banks involved as well. It's like literally everybody who needs to be kicked out is literally the problem. Once you literally cut the heads off all these billionaires, all their funds go away, you cut literally the arms and legs off all the banks, you dismember all of these multinational corporations, and you get back to individual countries that can actually prosper in peace. But no, they're allowed to do it, and then they're allowed to get caught doing it, and then they're allowed to just pay money that they can print for free to get out of it, and then they can continue doing it. I mean, this is literally outrageous. Give me a break. Like, this is literally the worst thing you can imagine. And, you know, especially in America, we're being attacked viciously through this practice, but mostly across the rest of the world, there's not even really a chance to already own a home. It's been largely taken away long ago. So, I mean, literally we're fighting, the last war is for property rights, intellectual rights, and soon it'll be like thought rights. You won't even be able to have your own thoughts. You'll be, you know, punished for it, even to the point of you just won't be able to do anything. The practice effectively cut off entire communities from the primary pathway for wealth generation in the U.S. Home ownership. To this day, Black and Latino households are far less likely to own their home compared to their white counterparts. And so you can play white against a black. So because I'm white, I'm literally sitting here not allowing a ton of black people to get home loans because I have no melanin in my skin. So I'm literally to blame for Warren Buffett's practices on his company. He's literally predatory, trying to hurt black people, and then broaden that out and hurt everybody. But I'm to blame because this is going on, and I'm actually pointing it out and saying that all needs to stop, and that we literally need to stop these people from having access to this type of opportunity, and then I'm the bad person. So see, Warren Buffett doesn't even get the blame in this. He doesn't even have the responsibility. Warren Buffett literally attacks black people, won't let them have homes, and then it's white people's fault. It's like, okay, well, once you see that and you start playing things off against race, you lose the entire message. And now it's not about the people on top crushing you. It's about the people on your level that are being crushed that you can infight with. And yeah, it just goes on and on and on. And this just goes through the entire situation, but doesn't lay out on a broader scale. It dives into the blame white people and they're the problem. So as long as that's going on, we're going to continue to have this, and things are going to get progressively worse. And yeah, they'll just print more money, pay fines for nothing. I mean, this guy gets money for free. So him paying a $20 million fine out of $1 billion, that's literally worse than Block 1's settlement by a lot. So I just want to put that out there. People aren't taking that seriously, that Warren Buffett is the most racist guy ever. Just want to put that out there. Stoffel Baker out.